Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines on Turner Mountain. And last episode I built this beautiful looking downtown area. As you can see, we got like a train station, we got a square in front of it. But what you also can see, I've changed the downtown area quite a lot in the last episode, or after the last episode, as you can see right now. I actually extended it quite a lot. So unfortunately I was recording this and my game crashed because of the update, so that's why I couldn't upload it. And actually this is what we built in the previous episode, what will never be seen on YouTube, so I'm sorry for that. Right now I'm going to show you guys how this area looks, so let's get into it. So as you can see right now, we got our 4 apartments over there. We've got like a couple more apartment buildings over here. They actually are like, some are apartment buildings and some are actually like yeah, normal houses. And as you can see, what I also placed are like a couple of bushes, trees, rocks, even some flowers and stuff. And I think it turned out pretty nicely, especially with like these apartments on either side of those parks. It looks really nice. Over here what we got going on is an apartment building with like a Japanese garden. We got like some other apartment buildings, and also what we got going on, and that's on the other side, is we got even an office. So as you can see right now, this is actually an office, and we got like apartment buildings mixed in with offices. And I think overall like the entire theme of this building is like old industrial area. And what I also have placed, because this is this office, I placed like a little garage with in front of it like a Volvo truck who are delivering goods. And also we got like the keep clear sign, as you can see right now. And then yeah, people can actually go and drive out of the parking lot into the city. What I also have placed down are like a couple of like yeah, buildings like general store and a pharmacy. And there's actually like a couple of commercial buildings, because of the fact that we also want a couple of commercial buildings who are actually selling stuff. And the same goes for offices. I actually don't want yeah, this entire thing to be like only apartments where people can live. We also want to have like offices mixed in, and even like a couple other things. What you can see right now is actually a large playground. So as you can see, like the large playground, I actually extended a little bit with like a couple of paths. I also fenced it off. In this park, as you can see, we got lots and lots of tall trees, because yeah, I really like it. I think it turned out pretty nicely. And then on the other side as well, I even mixed in a couple of rocks, and we got like the path that's actually started from there and also continues a little bit to like the end of the road. And as you can see right now, we've got like a little bridge going on. So that's actually where the bridge starts, and this is the only bridge that actually connects through the university and also connects through the other buildings, with like a couple on and off ramps so people can actually get on the highway as well. What I added in over here is like a little building construction site. As you can see, people are working on the road. We've got like some toilets, we got like a big crane, we got a car crash. We also got is, like I said earlier, people are working on the road, so they're actually constructing this piece of road, or actually renovating it. As you can see, we got like a couple of machines. And on the other side of this on and off ramp, we even got like also like an office side with a couple of other things. For example, we got like this arrows pointing people in the right direction, so they're not gonna run over construction workers and stuff. And we got like on and off ramps. So overall, I think, yeah, just little detail I really like, especially like in this big city. I think it turned out pretty nicely. So one thing what I want to show you right now is actually this church. So this is like, I think it's a village church. And what I also placed down is like a graveyard area, and with like a couple of tiles where people can actually walk on. And like the amount of detail I try to put in over there, it is just crazy. Just look at this. People are living really close to like the edge of the highway. I actually constructed like a little key that's gonna start from there and going over to the other side, just to keep the noise pollution out. And what you can see right now, what I also have constructed, is like a couple of these concrete barriers. Like they actually are raised until like the yeah, highway, and we got like 2 tunnels. We got like one over there and one over here, and you can see like we got a road really close to the highway as well. So I actually felt like the need to actually fence it off with like an entire concrete area. So what I want to do right now is actually continue the downtown area over at this side. So I'm gonna do that via time lapse, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Welcome back to another time-lapse commentary, and today what I want to talk about is actually a couple of things. But first of all, I'm really pumped about the new natural disasters update. I think it's gonna be a great update. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, because I actually would love to actually do a couple of episodes on that as well, like destroy, like turn a mountain, like having a backup save and destroying it just for fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see that. But yeah, with the new update, you can do some crazy stuff. You can actually spawn tornadoes, spawn like volcanoes, meteorites, and some crazy stuff. So I would actually love to destroy Turn a Mountain with like all different kinds of natural disasters, from tsunamis to like meteorites and actually like big fires. I think that's even like an option as well. That would be actually really cool, like having a big fire spread in downtown Turner Mountain, just as like yeah, like for fun or something like that. One thing what I also want to talk about is actually the new high-tech update. They actually sneak in another community-made DLC actually. So we had the first one, we had the Art Deco, and now we actually have the high-tech as well, the high-tech DLC as well. I think it's really cool that they actually released another community-made DLC, and I think Paradox or City Skylines is one of the only games that actually does that. So let's talk a little bit about the high-tech DLC. It's a really nice DLC for like €5 as well, so it's really cool that they're just keeping the same price like the Art Deco, and you get some really crazy stuff with it. You get like some high-tech stuff, basically. The name suggests it already, but what you can have like is some sort of an launch pad with like a space shuttle that you can actually go to space with, like that shuttle or something like that. At least you can get that. You can have like some research facilities. It's really cool. So I'm probably gonna buy it. Let me know in the comments down below as well if you would, yeah, buy that or anything. I'm actually gonna make a separate video about that, so be on the lookout for that. That's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this short commentary, and I'm gonna play some music until the time lapse ends, and I'll see you guys after the time lapse ends. So enjoy the music. And we are back. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the time lapse, and what we got going on is a big portion of the downtown area complete, and I think it turned out pretty nicely, especially with like this railroad actually going through the entire downtown area. It's on an elevated area. Oh wow, that's pretty loud. But yeah, it's on an elevated area, and I think overall that's a little bit special, because you see in like those big cities in like Chicago and New York, you see like those things for I think metro stations, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I just thought let's try it, and I think it turned out pretty nicely. So it will actually go over here into the ground, so we got like a couple of tunnels over here, and then it will go down over here as well. So what I did over at this area, it's all fenced off, and that's because this is like some sort of a homeless area where people will stay when they're homeless. You can see I placed like a little tent over here. I placed like a couple of barrels with like fire spitting out of it. We've got like some scrap carts and stuff, and lots of planks and cargo. And of course greenery, because this is a little bit of a rundown area, because yeah, like I said, homeless people are living here and nobody wants to take care of it because it's really close to like this railroad area. But yeah, overall I think it turned out pretty nicely. What I also have done are just little things. For example, construction sites or small garages. But yeah, what I tried to do is actually I tried to place like little bits and bobs over here. For example, we got like a big portion of the entire downtown area covered with houses and apartment buildings. And then the spaces in between, what I tried to do over here, for example, this is like a commercial area. What I tried to do is place like a couple of Volvo trucks who are delivering goods. We got like a little parking lot over here for like the people who are living here. And yeah, overall, that's like those tiny bits and bobs. I try to make that look pretty nice and stuff. For example, we got like a shopping department over here as well. And what I try to place, because they have like a pathway going on over here, what I try to place are a couple of parking areas. So people can park on the opposite side of the building, then they can walk through this pavement or through this path, and they can actually enter the shopping area. So yeah, something like that. And then we got like a couple of construction areas going on, because when you're in the city is always constructing new things. So you got like a couple of construction sites. For example, over here I placed like this crane over here inside the building, because otherwise it's not a suitable place to for it to turn, because otherwise it will hit like buildings and stuff, and that's not something you want. And I also placed like a couple of other things. For example, we have like a couple of we've got like a construction site, a couple of toilet areas. We got like some other things where people can just grab like iron and bauxite ore or something like that. It's pretty nice, I like it. Moving on to the next construction site, as you can see, we got like a little construction area over here as well. This building has already been built, and I placed like a small elevator so people can actually get to like the 10th floor or something like that. And overall, like, it isn't much, but we got like a couple of propane tanks. We got like some storage area. We've got like a small train. We've got like the garages from the rundown neighborhood over at this side. Actually decided to place one over here as well, because this is like a really big area, and there's no real path over here, because there's no tunnel going on from this side to this side over here. So I thought actually place a couple of garages over here, and I think it turned out pretty nicely. I changed it up a bit, lots and lots of decal, some parking areas so people can park their cars. We got like a couple of boxes, some scrap cars and stuff. What I also have done, I actually placed like on the entire highway over here, I placed like a couple of overpass supports, and I think that's a bit, it looks a lot better. That's basically what I'm trying to go for. It looks a lot better, especially over this side. You can see we got like some overpass supports all the way from here, and then it actually quits and it starts over here again. And yeah, overall it looks a lot better, especially with like on the bright side where the sun's actually shining. You can see it looks a lot better. We got like a couple of these over here as well. Overall, it looks fantastic. And what I also like is I downloaded a couple of new police stations. So I downloaded one over here. It's like a police department area, and I think you can see it over here. It's like a police department area, and it's in the style of like a New York style. I really like that. The same goes for over at this elementary school. It's got like the New York style or the Chicago style houses and stuff. And it actually blends in a lot better than, for example, over here with this school. Let me find a school actually. For example, over here with this school, it blends in a lot better. So I really like that. One thing what I also have added in, of course, are some parking spots over here. So we got like a couple of parking spots underneath the bridge because yeah, I didn't want to place like some houses. And we also got like in between the offices a couple of parking spots as well. I fenced off the entire thing with like some soundproofing walls so people don't go insane, yeah, with noise pollution. So what I want to do right now is actually build a little bit on camera because I want to fill this area in. So what I'm going to do right now is actually start off with a little bit of plopping down a couple of buildings via the Recos mod. And I just downloaded a couple of buildings like a while ago, but I'm just gonna use them. Like these US apartments look really good and really great, especially over here at like the entire downtown area. So I'm gonna be using them a lot. I can also do like something like this, but I don't like it. It's like some Russian building, but I don't like that a lot, especially with like the entire team we got going on. Over here it's not that bad because it got its own road. And yeah, it's a little bit fenced off because of the road, but otherwise I actually don't like that a lot. So right now what I probably should do is place like a couple of these loft buildings or like these old factory industrial buildings, because they look really nice, and especially with like a couple of these apartment buildings. I wonder what I can do with this. I wonder if this will work. Oh, that will actually work though, right? Oh wow, that looks pretty nice. Maybe what I can do is actually do something like this. Oh yeah, that actually looks pretty nice. I like it. We're just gonna keep it like that. I really like that. So we're just gonna do something like that. Maybe like a couple apartment buildings over here as well. We need a couple of shops. That's something we need. So maybe we're gonna go for a couple of shops over here. Does that work? Yeah, okay, that works. Awesome. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Okay. What we could do is dividing the area in between the bridge. So we got like one area on this side and the one on the other side with like the on and off ramp. And yeah, therefore, we're actually gonna use a couple of concrete barriers, like a couple of these concrete highway supports. So I'm gonna place like one over here, and I'm also gonna do this side as well straight away. Or probably not actually. That is not safe. We're not going to do that. That's not safe. So we're just gonna do like this side. So we even got like a small fence section over at this side because yeah, you cannot walk through concrete. So we're just gonna leave it like that. This is like, yeah, this is like a department store. So what I want to do is actually add in like a couple of areas where people can just yeah, get their goods out, like out of the truck, like in a depositing area or something like that. So we're gonna go for a couple of garages maybe. We're gonna go for a couple garages. I actually need to turn them. So maybe like 3 over here would be enough. If it's possible, I want to move this a little bit. Like the gap in between was not even, so I'm actually just going to move that. And right now it should be fine. So what I should do is go to the decal and maybe add a couple of markings. Yeah, trucks will actually know where to stand, and people also know where not to park the cars. And yeah, overall it also looks a lot better and detailed because of the markings. Right now it should be fine, so we're gonna try and copy this if it's possible. That's okay, something like this. Yeah, something like this. I really like that. Awesome, this entire thing is fenced off. That's really safe, I really like it. And we got like one entrance over here. Then what I probably should add in are a couple of areas over here, so we have a little bit of room left. So what I could add in is like a big parking area, so at least people can actually park. Maybe what I could add in is like a couple of garages over here, because yeah, a couple of garage boxes or something like that. What we got are 2 parking spots and a couple of garages over here. What I probably should add in though is actually a couple of trees and stuff, so we're gonna go for a couple of trees. Maybe like also like some other greenery, of course close to the fences as well. And what I also could add in are like a couple of those smaller trees. I really like those actually. So close to the highway, maybe like a couple of these ferns. I also really like of not ferns but like firs. I'm not sure. Anyway, some tall grass just to cover stuff up. Maybe like some tall grass over here and some normal grass just a little bit because, yeah, why not? And I think that actually looks a lot better. So maybe we're gonna go for a couple of white flower bushes. And then we should be fine. Yeah, that actually looks a lot better. So what I'm going to do with this highway over here, I'm actually gonna start probably going down like to start a tunnel or something like that, if it's possible. So we're gonna go, if that's even possible. Right now, that actually, yeah, that looks pretty nice. I like it. So, oh man, that actually looks pretty nice. And the fence over here as well is still not showing, so that's good. I really like that. I probably should also do something about this. And right now what I should do is actually make this a little bit nicer. So we're gonna go for a little bit of like trees and flowers and stuff. And we're just gonna go for like a couple of small trees. Just to start off with. Just as a little green touch. Right now it doesn't need that much. But right now just a little bit of a green touch is already... yeah, it already does a lot for this entire area. Some tall grass and maybe some flowers. And then it's actually already done. Maybe some stuff over here as well. You can actually use like a lot of tall grass over at this side of the road. Because it's actually sloping down. So it will look a lot better if you... yeah, if you just place like a couple of like... some tall grass. Instead of like trees. Because trees will actually stick through the roof or stick through the road, and that's not something you want. So we're just gonna go for like a couple, maybe a couple of small trees that actually don't stick through the road, so that's a good thing. Maybe like some greenery, some coverage of the ground. And then it should be fine. So yeah, that's probably it for me today. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care. And goodbye.